Michael, Peter, Liza. I just wanted to make a quick video for you. Actually, it won't be quick. I'll be talking for a few minutes. I guess I wanted to tell you why I think it's so important, what we do here, what we've been doing, and really to thank you for all of your help. But it's funny, one of you wrote an email, I think it was either Liza or Mike, maybe it was both of you, telling me that I should make a little video about why I want to help here, or why it's so necessary, or one of the reasons, or my passion for the kids, or whatever it may be. I forget how you phrased it, but I guess I've been thinking the last few days, you know, what we do is, we do a lot of work. What we've been doing, what you've been doing, you know, you've worked hard to help the charity grow, to get more donations, to tell the story of the children, to help me organize and to tell our story better. But I guess I just wanted to show you that, or to tell you, or talk about the reason for why we do all of this, you know, is really just for the kids. And so every time I see one of these kids or one of their families, I guess I think of, I think of my family. I think of my nieces and nephews, especially the little kids. And they're good kids. They smile, they're happy. Sometimes they're sad. You can tell some of them when they, have just come recently from their families, especially the little kids. Sometimes they come here with sad faces. And when I hear some of their stories, it's difficult even just to hear where they've come from, the difficult situations they've been through. And we know people who have been through difficult situations, and for one part we can understand a little bit of what they're going through, but really for me, I have no idea what these kids have been through. So when I see these kids, when I see them playing, when I talk to them, when I play with them, I see my nieces and nephews, I see our friends and family, I see the people that we love and care about. And over the last 5 years, and even the time that I spent here, I've come to love some of these kids and to love some of the people that are here. And what can I say? If they tell me they miss me or they love me, I just want to say I love them back. And how could I do nothing for them? Especially since their need is so great. I would love to shoot this guy who is making so much noise down there, but thanks for cutting all the wood right now. Anyways, what could I do? How could I just leave these kids without trying to help them? So I guess that's one of the reasons that we created Mission Santa Maria, was to try to help them in some way. And even though what we do now, I feel, is just very little, because there's so much need here. We could do so much. If we had $1 million a year, we could put it to good use, and we could use it, because there's so many needs. But we're not there yet, and maybe one day we will be there. But when I see these kids, just how can I look these kids in the eyes? How can I look the children in their eyes, the families, know their situations, and just say, well, I hope you do well, good luck, and see you later. And even in the Bible it says that, and it's one of the things it says in night prayers. If you say to somebody, keep warm and well fed, but don't care for their bodily needs, what good is there in that, So and that's the way it is with faith. It is thoroughly lifeless. We have to be able to care for their bodily needs. We have to be able to make sure they eat, make sure they go to school, make sure they have clothes, make sure they have medicine when they get sick. We have to make sure that they have somebody to listen to them when they have problems. Make sure they get help when they have, when they come from situations from abuse. We have to be able to help them. And so when I'm here, I don't see something that would be good to do. I see that it's a need. We must do it. And I don't feel like, what we do is good that we do. Although I think it is good that we do. I feel it's just needed so much. And yeah, it's hard to get everything together, and sometimes it takes days and weeks to do some of the programs that we have in Mission Santa Maria, the website work. I mean, the taxes, the bank account, the finding donors and finding opportunities to raise awareness. It's hard, it's not always easy, and your pay is terrible and my pay is terrible because we work for free, but it's worth it. It's worth it when you see these kids, and it's worth it when you see how much we're helping. Even just a very little that we can send here, it helps so much. And I guess I'm just so grateful to you especially, because I know what it's like to be here and I feel it so very much that I want to help these kids. And you help these kids and you help me really with the charity and raise money for them without knowing their situations, without knowing all of them. And that for me is really something so much greater, because for me, I know why I'm doing this. And for you, you're doing it really to help me, and you may not know these kids as well as I do, and you may not be able to see them and thank them. Although I do hope one day you will be able to come here and talk to them and share just a few days with them. It would be so great. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your help. Every time, I'm here, I get to experience what it's like, and you get to hear their stories and hear what their needs are. And it's tough to hear and not be able to do anything. And so it's just logical. I guess it's the normal common response that if we have money and they need money, just a very little bit of money for food and for school, I mean, isn't it logical that we just give some of ours to help them? So that's the way I feel about donations and about what we do here. It's what we're doing is just logical. If we had, 1,000 apples and they needed one apple because they were hungry, we give them an apple. It's logical. We have so much and they have nothing. So I feel it's the same way with our money. Although we're not rich, we don't have a ton of money. The little money that we have, we can give back to them, And so some of these kids really suffer for just a little bit, every month, $15 a month for school, $5 a day for food, $10 a month for new clothes. I mean, these are small things for them. And even if we give a little bit, it helps them a whole lot. So I guess that's what I see. I just see the inordinate amount of need that's here, the inordinate amount of excess that we live through our daily lives. Although we may not always experience excess, but really, I mean, we have so much. The stuff that they have is such a pittance compared to what we have. Just $1 a day to go to school. Some of these kids can't afford the $1 bus fare that they have to pay, so they don't go to school for a few days. I mean, $1. I mean, what do we do with $1? Nothing. I mean, I don't like to have change in my pocket, so I throw it on my desk every day. I don't like to carry. It's too heavy. Who wants to carry coins in their pocket? And for that amount every day, it sends somebody to school, on their bus fare. So I don't know. I guess that's one of the reasons that you see just the inordinate amount of needs that they have here. Plus you see how good the kids are, and you want to help them. These are good kids. It's not like they chose to be poor, that they chose to be in these situations. That's the poor ones. The kids who come from, abusive situations, that's even more difficult to comprehend, more difficult to understand. And I don't like to hear their stories. I really don't. The missionaries sometimes tell me their stories, and I ask them, I just say, please don't tell me. Because when you're with these kids and you see them and they're happy, they're such good kids that you almost instantly love them. How can you not just fall in love with them right away? And then when you hear the terrible, horrible stories they come from, it's almost for me too much to bear. And I know some, and I don't want to know any more stories, because it's just so hurtful for me. Where that they've been abandoned by their families or abused by their families, their stepdads, their parents, and it's it's not something fun to listen to. And especially when you see how beautiful these kids are, it's hard to imagine that anybody could ever want to do them any harm. And so here they're safe. They're safe here, and they're doing well, although they have lots of needs, but at least they're safe here, And when you see them and you hear their stories, it just makes you want to just give everything you have to them. And I guess that's what I feel more and more. Maybe one day I'll be able to live here and just give all my money to them and work here year round. But, I can't yet. So this is what we're doing. So thank you so much for all of your help. I wish you were here. I think one day you'll be able to come here and you'll see what it's like to be here. and you'll experience it. You'll be able to experience the love the kids have for everybody, and to see how good they are and see how fun they are to be with. And hopefully we'll be able to, you can tell, we can talk to, Katie Andreski and Steven who are here, Pete who's been here, what it's like to be here. It's great to be around these kids because it's fun to be with them. We can take them to the beach, hang out with them. We make it very, very nice and easy and a fun trip for you guys. And I hope one day we will be able to do that. But for now, just thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your help. And hopefully this year we'll be able to do a lot more this year. So thank you. Please stay.